When you're on SABC3, we give you nothing but the best. We have got our regular chef in the kitchen here today. Chef Dumi.
I just want to say happy birthday again. I know we're celebrating Palisa week all week, so happy birthday again.
I had such a great day yesterday.
It looked like you had lots of fun.
And we've got our guest chef, our celebrity chef, darling, in the loft, Chef Chart.
Hello, hello. Lovely to be back and lovely to, just be back in the kitchen and having fun.
I'm loving the colours already. So if the colours are anything to go by, we have got a fire show lined up. Now, we are the ones stealing the cookies from the cookie jar on today's Afternoon Express Masterclass. With me, Balisa Dembe. Our regular celebrity chef, Chef Chart Warraven, is back in the kitchen to help us make gingerbread families, tasty jam squares, and apricot smoothie to wash down all that goodness. So let's get straight into it. If you need the details to any of today's recipes, head over to our website. Now, there's nothing quite like a nutritious smoothie to get you going and keep you going throughout the day. Whether you're at work or at play or in the gym, this refreshing apricot smoothie is going to hit all the right notes. Now, Chef Chart, I have to start most of my days with a smoothie.
Oh, well, I think it's like one of those sort of wake me up, pick me up kind of things just to get you going. And your body just absorbs all those goodness from the fruit and everything. So I think it's a great way to start your day. I don't know about you, Tumi.
I agree with you. I fully agree with you. And we're talking about filling up the cookie jar. So what better way to wash it down than with something as nutritious as a sip-up smoothie that we're going to be making right now.
Whoa.
Very simple, very easy, very nutritious. And like I said, we're using our sip up today. We're choosing the apricot flavor, but I love the fact that it comes in a couple of different flavors. I'm talking 7 to be exact. We're talking strawberry, we're talking granadilla. But since we're saying we're doing apricot, let's keep the apricot flavor today. Now, all these ingredients we have here are still in season, still available to you. And the great part is that they're all sorts of nutrition and all of that, which is what sip up also is. It's a tasty, nutritional drink that keeps you going throughout the day.
These are definitely summer fruits. We've got apricots, we've got pineapples.
Oh, absolutely. I think, this starts screaming summer. For us in this time of year, we're all getting festive. This starts shouting summer. But, as the season progresses, so things can change as well, I mean, at some stage, when we've got nectarines coming out at the same time, then it's going to be a few plums, and then it's going to be your apples and your pears and so on and so forth. So you can really play it up depending on your season, or, strawberries around, cherries coming up. I mean,
it depends on your flavor, taste, and what you like to add in your smoothies. I know for myself, it's a golden opportunity to pack in all the nutrients I've ever needed throughout the day, all in one sit-down meal. Well, sometimes it's a makeshift meal if you like smoothies. But something also very, very special about Sip Up, it also has so many nutrients packed all into one. Hey, Dumi.
Yes, definitely. And some of the nutrients...
7 sources of vitamins.
It's all of that nutrient benefit right there. And to start off our smoothie, what we've got is we've added our fruits in there. We've got some apricots, we've got some pineapple. Into this, we're adding a bit of honey just for that additional sweetness, but you don't actually need it because the fruits themselves have some sweetness. But I like to keep it on the sweeter side of things. And then we're adding some vanilla essence to this. The reason for that is just to give it a bit more body of flavor. And then some flax seeds would help not only with the crunch and the texture in there, but they also are quite nutritional as well. And then into this, to make sure that it blends beautifully, we're adding some orange juice. I feel like you want to say something, girl.
Yeah, I do. I saw you adding flax seeds in there. Now, I've heard so many amazing things, Chef Chart, about flax seeds, but using it in a smoothie is so special.
Well, in a smoothie, I mean, literally what you do is break those flax seeds down because, as you spoke earlier on, it's great for the morning. It gets this part of the body, moving, your digestion working. So flaxseed, linseed, those kind of sort of, wonderful essential oils that are plugged in there are really fantastic for you. So put them in there and blitz them up so you can actually start breaking them down so we can absorb them well.
And you get to enjoy them as well. Now, something very special that's also a differentiating factor when it comes to this smoothie is the fact that we're using real orange juice as well.
Yes, we are using real oranges. So much nutrient in this. I mean, you were talking about the flaxseed chip. They also have omega-3 fatty acids, which most people think you can only find in the salmon and stuff. So you've got those fatty acids, omega-3 in here as well. So at least you're getting all those nutrients. The fruit juice as well. I'm adding our sip-up apricot as well.
A nice dairy element to the smoothie.
Nice and creamy. Now, all we do is we're going to blitz this up. And if you want a bit more texture, you are more than welcome to add in stuff like nuts as well, just to give it more body. But I say because we're trying to keep it nice and smooth, we can actually go ahead and zhuzh it up.
Oh, let's go.
You ready? We're going to do it in one swift move.
Let's do it.
You guys zhuzh it up here when I chill and
Uh-huh.
Amazing, Dumi. And I also love the fact that you left some bits in there. So,
Yeah.
not only are we swallowing the liquid, but we also get to interact and chew on some of those fruit pieces.
Absolutely. And then like something with like the orange juice as well, just add into the desired consistency you want. You know, I don't know if you want something that's much thicker or you want a smoother smoothie, you know. I mean, what do you, sort of, to me, are you saying that sort of, you know, like a thicker consistency or some more pouring?
Yeah, my smoothies have to be a bit smooth, a bit thicker because I want to be able to feel like I'm getting the nutrients. Sometimes
Like you're
when
satisfied.
You know, you want to get nice and full. And then that's why I was saying if you want to add something like nuts, you could do that. Some people like to add peanut butter in their smoothies. That's something I definitely like to add.
That's like my mom. Mom, shout out to you. She's always like, add more peanut butter and bananas. I'm like, girl, there are such smoothies other than peanut butter and banana. So I love the fact that you've brought this to the table.
And that's it. It's ready to drink.
Yeah,
actually.
a bit of garnish and all the rest that you want with it. I mean, a piece of apricot, you know, I mean, some mint, whatever you want to do. What do we got? I suppose we can get some, you know, some
Cheers to
lemon
you.
zest as well.
And Chef Charts, as you are putting those finishing touches on your smoothie, we're already cheersing up Mina no Siswa Mutumi. And if you want to cheers with us, please just head over to afternoonexpress.co.za to get the recipe. Now, when you are on the grind, there is no time to stop. So keep doing the most and turn up your world with Sip Up. Did you know that you can level up with Sip Up by customizing your own prizes and stand a chance of winning them? All you have to do is is to purchase a 250-gram Sip Up in store and dial *120*6652#. You could win those customized prizes that range from fashion to music and sports. And all the grand prizes up for grabs: a customized iPhone 12 and a PS5.
Wow.
Now that's how you level up. So what are you waiting for? Go on and enter and sip up to level up your game. T's and C's can be found on clover.co.za.
I'll go. But one of you said, oh, he's back. Move way.
Clover fresh milk.
Made with love by Clover.
Kitty Zamba, boss. Can I have a Kitty Zamba, boss?
Kitty Zamba.
December.
That's what I like to hear. And on that note, we're officially in festive December. What Christmas time traditions are you most excited for? Let us know on social media by using that hashtag Afternoon Express in all of your comments. Now, a fun family holiday tradition is making gingerbread men and building a gingerbread house. So coming up, we're going to be making a whole gingerbread family. Stay tuned.
I'll go. But one of you said, oh, he's back. Move way.
Clover fresh milk.
Made with love by Clover.
to Afternoon Express. Now summer is here and we are ready to get exploring. Short Left is having some amazing deals this summer, giving all of you at home the opportunity to pack those bags and explore our beautiful country. And that's just what myself and Tumi did. Check this out. Mzansi, summer is officially here, and you know what that means. It's time to pack your bags, grab your fam, and start exploring. Short Left is having some amazing deals this summer, and we've decided to take full advantage. We've booked the ultimate safari at Tequila Game Reserve with Roots Africa Tours for some much-needed adventure, rest, and relaxation. Tumi's waiting in the bus, so let's join her. Last time I took a Short Left, I decided to bring along one of my besties, Utumi. So let's not change a good thing.
We're not going to change up anything at all, because what we got to do the last time is we ticked off one of my bucket list items, which was the big red bus. And guess what? We're ticking off some bucket list items for you today.
Absolutely, honey. I cannot wait. Today we're going horseback riding, and that's truly been at the top of my bucket list since I can remember.
No, but I also know that we are ending it off on a very relaxing spa treatment.
I think after the year we've had, we need some R&R, girl.
I'm feeling it already.
We finally made it to the beautiful Aquila Private Game Reserve, where you get to experience the beautiful bush just 2 hours away from Cape Town. That's my first time on a horse. Starlight and I are just getting a quick pre-workout in, you know, a protein shake, getting ready for the big ride. Tumi, girl, are you ready?
Girl, if I wasn't ready before, I'm definitely ready now.
Well, let's ride.
Today was another day of firsts for me. I mean, horseback riding.
One way of exploring the great outdoors is on horseback. Tumi, how's it going over there?
Girl, I have to say, at the beginning it was a little shaky, but it's turning out to be quite a great experience.
Lalela Mzansi, when I say she was on some, yeah, but it's so good to see you having fun. Let's keep going.
Let's go.
That was out of this world, like nothing I've ever experienced.
My body is still shaking, but can we happily mark this off of your bucket list?
Girl, tick, tick, and another extra tick for my Starlight. Are you hungry?
I'm very hungry.
Let's feed you.
Let's go.
Me as the resident chef on the show, what would you rate lunch out of 10?
I would definitely rate it a 10 out of 10, because after that horse ride, this is exactly what we needed. It had the taste, it had the flavor, and it definitely filled up our tummies.
Listen, girl, we are satisfied, we are full, but we didn't just freshen up for lunch.
Oh, no, we didn't.
We still got a game drive. You keen?
I am so excited for that. Let's go.
Let's go see more animals.
Okay.
Now it's time for the real deal. We're off on the Big 5 Game Drive Safari to experience the raw, untouched beauty of the bush. Tumi, this is something you've never done before.
Girl, I love the fact that each time we take a short left, I get to experience something new. So I don't think we should wait here any longer. Asam.
Aring. Angege, Tumi Chomam, I cannot imagine your luck. Your very first safari and you're already spotting an elephant. That's extremely rare.
I feel so lucky, Palisa. And just look at the baby.
Now, one thing about me, I am no stranger to a good game drive. But what made today ultra special and completely elevated the experience was having that luxury picnic at that beautiful viewpoint.
And for a first timer like me, it has definitely got to be a great start. So if you also want to try it out, definitely come here. Mngane, I've been looking for the perfect excuse to leave the house and experience the great outdoors. And Yabonage, this is exactly what I've been needing.
Girlfriend, I've said it once and I'm gonna say it again. I'm all about making savings during the festive season. So what a way to enjoy short-lived summer deals. Seeing those majestic animals in their natural wild habitat was truly something special.
It's been quite a hectic day, but I think I've been looking forward to this part the most, the spa treatment.
The spa experience out of 10. Those ladies definitely knew what they were doing, especially after experiencing that horseback riding. These shoulders needed some work, honey, and homegirl did the trick. All my knots and kinks are worked out. I loved it.
And I think the perfect part was just being able to do it with your girl. Girl time, bonding, making more memories.
Mzansi, I cannot emphasize this enough. It's so important to book your deals right now because number one, no one loves the sign fully booked. And number two, we're making sure that we're saving all our coins now so we can enjoy later.
And also, this is the perfect time. We've been locked in for too long, so just get out there.
That is what I'm talking about. Give me some adventure. Give me some of that short lift. Give me some of that soft life. And I'm here for it. Mzansi, this is what we're telling you. Go out and explore our beautiful country. It is ours after all, so let's enjoy it. Don't forget to check out www.shortlift.co.za and make sure that you book your summer holiday before everything gets fully booked. Hashtag give me some of that short lift. And remember too, hashtag travel wise, Mzansi. Do me?
From one adventure to another. Now, it is that time of the year where people are baking a lot and filling up their cookie jars. And Chef, the one thing that is always on people's menu is a gingerbread something. Whether it's a gingerbread loaf, whether it's a gingerbread family. Palisa, I think you need to come in because we're about to make a gingerbread family. Not gingerbread man or gingerbread woman or gingerbread baby.
Like she completes the family again,
She completes the
I was like,
family.
two of us. No, it's going to be Pali as well. It's all about the family. Absolutely.
So here for it. Now, no December holiday will be a proper holiday without gingerbread men biscuits. And because the festive season is about love and family, we are creating a whole gingerbread family. Yes, we've got daddy, we've got mom, the kids, and of course, we are also going to be dripping them in Clover Bliss desserts for the extra delicious flavor. Tumi, lead us to my extended family.
If I was to lead, I would finish the whole bliss before we even get to the end. So let's rather let the chef here lead us with the baking because we know you're the master baker. So show us how to make these.
Right, so very simply, you're making a cookie dough, that's got your ginger. So in here, I've got my eggs, my sugar. I've got that lovely golden syrup that really helps give it that snap that you want, which is very typical of making your gingerbread. And to that, we're going to add in our flour. So again, sieve it, because you want to break down those globules. You don't want to sort of be rolling it out and then you come through this little pocket of flour at all. So pop that into there. And then just a really good tip. Actually, if your sieve is actually a really good sieve in your kitchen, it should have little tap marks on the side. That is how you get product in there. Don't go, Why?
Yeah, because I was just going to go in there with my spatula to make sure.
No, because what you're going to do is you start pushing globules or something that's a little bit heavier, it goes through the sieve and creates bigger gaps in your sieve. So you don't want that. So just tap away, let it snow, let it snow,
let it snow. Michael, play in our kitchen, honey.
No, what do we do? Anyway, the rest of that into there, and then into that some salt, bringing the flavor through, and then ginger. Now, if you really like ginger fan?
Yes.
Ginger
Definitely.
fan?
I love ginger. Speaking about in any recipe, I love ginger. So are we able, though, you're using ginger powder, if we were to try maybe a raw ginger, more fresher ginger, does that work?
So what you could do is actually candied ginger. You could actually take it to another level, and you have these little globules. But what's going to probably happen when you start doing this and you want shapes, and you want a perfectly neat shape, and something that looks like a gingerbread man, not a ginger, I don't know.
Disfigured,
discombobulated individual, then yes, you don't want to do that. You can maybe add them a little bit later on or press it into, which I'll show you just now.
Gotcha.
So to that, all we're going to do is start mixing our dry and our wet ingredients very simply and bring that all together to a lovely dough.
Now, it's already smelling like Christmas.
It smells like Christmas all the way over here. And Chef, before we get into all the other details with this, I've tried making gingerbread cookies before at home, and I've realized that they've turned out dry sometimes. And is that a reason? Is that because you've either over-baked it or over-mixed it? What could be the reason why it turns out too snappy instead of nice and...
So dry in there, you got to watch your sugar content now, because remember, you got your sugar in your golden syrup. That golden syrup really does act and actually almost sort of dries it up. That's what gives it that beautiful snap. So be very careful. And also don't overwork it, because that's also you're toughening it up, the mixture. Yeah. So remember, you're developing that gluten, it's going to firm up. And then you try, if you don't rest it long enough, it's not going to snap so nicely as well. Okay. And actually going to be a tough, chewy cookie at the end of the day.
That's
so
what
bear that
we
in.
want. Okay.
No, not at all. So anyway, that comes together so beautifully and effortlessly like that. So I'm not going to worry about that too much. And then what's important is then you want to actually roll it out. Now, if it's wet and sticky like this here as well, pop it into the fridge, chill it up a little bit. No problem at all.
Stiffen.
Yeah, and let it stiffen up. Then what you're going to do is what I've done here. You're going to take that,
Yeah.
make that disappear, and here's what I started making earlier, you know.
This
Right.
looks incredible. It's got that shine.
It's got a wonderful sheen to it as well. Now, I'm rolling it between your greaseproof pieces of paper because it saves you adding more flour to it. All right,
Makes it more
when
drier as well.
Which again, that's going to start drying out. You're going to start changing your ratios with your mixture. So pop that in there, and then you can just sort of chase this. Actually, when I do all my pastry rolling at home, by the way, is I actually roll between cling film.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
everything is cling
everyone
film.
has got
and
cling
then
film at
all,
home.
remember just to pick it up, release it, because what happens, it starts curling up like Alibaba's shoe. So release it, pop it back in there, and then you can roll to your desired thickness that you want.
Lovely. Now,
Right.
chef, keep rolling.
Oh, you couldn't resist, huh?
I
Oh,
couldn't
you're
do
getting
it.
so festive, girl.
Do me on your side, you're on decorating station. Now, Tuesday's show was all about keeping things cute in the loft. We loved decorating with Michaela, and that's what you're doing.
That's what I'm doing now. But now that Chef is talking about the fact that you can actually make sure they don't get too tough. If somehow you've overbaked your biscuits, you've got Clover Bliss dairy dessert, because what that does is that it helps soak up, or it helps basically moisturize your overbaked gingerbread cookie. It is so perfect for this dish because you can pour it, you can sauce it. But Palisa, I think today we're going to choose something else. You're going to dunk it, right?
Let me dunk it,
Hey,
child.
dunk it,
And I'm
girl.
going to take the baby. I'm going to take the baby gingerbread and dunk him or her or they into this Clover Bliss. Now, this is a chocolate dairy dessert, and I think that accompanies with the ginger as well quite
Oh,
well.
absolutely. Oh, chocolate ginger, so warm and comforting. Anyway, whilst we are on about that, I've actually displaced my ginger family out in the cookie cutters. Now, if your dough is very soft, what you actually can do, leave that in place and pull away the dough,
The rest of the
excess
dough.
dough, which you're then going to put into a ball. What this also does, it then leaves your gingerbread family looking nice and neat with lovely sharp edges. Okay? So this you sort of just peel away just like that. Now, if your dough is quite chilled, then by all means, pop it in the fridge, allow it to firm up, and then cut it. Actually, a chilled dough will give you a much cleaner side.
Pull
It's going to be
away.
nice and straight. So here, take that, take your baking tray, and with one quick sweep movement, 1, 2, 3, there we go. Onto
Just like
there.
that. Now, chef,
And
how
then-
long does that go into the oven?
So this, you're going to be baking for at 180 degrees for about sort of 10 to 15 minutes. Your ovens do vary. Be very careful with this if you haven't sort of waited out, perfectly until it is lovely and cooked. It must be firm enough to actually hold its shape. But even that, pop those. I have at Christmas time loads of these in the freezer. Pop that into the freezer, leave it there. When you're ready, Polly's coming round, we're going to show the family, pop it into your oven, bake them off, and then you can just sort of, decorate them to your heart's content. I mean, let's go really simple here.
Well, both of you
and-
keep decorating, keep them looking cute. I'm also going to get my creative bone going, and if you would like to try this at home, just head over to afternoonexpress.co.za.
Made with love by Clover.
Now it seems as if we're quite well on our way with filling up those cookie jars. Chef Chart, you were saying that we can freeze different things. So this huge glob of leftover, we can freeze this too?
Absolutely. Pop it into a little patty shape. So, again, you're going to be rolling it out and then roll it out when you've, de-thawed it and off you go. So this keeps so well. And I always have any sort of form of, biscuits, pastries, keep in the freezer. So when you've got friends coming around, you can bake off some lovely fresh cookies. Just put some glaze on, which is very simple, royal icing.
And just like
icing
that.
sugar, egg white, 1 egg white to 1.5 tablespoons of icing sugar. Done. And it'll set up nice and firm. And you can just, garnish your heart's content. Look at yours,
Garnish.
Timmy.
I thought you
Looking
meant
so
eat.
cute!
Well, hey, it's like
Now,
a little boy.
before-
There we go.
Before our chefs eat up everything in the kitchen, we have got so much more Afternoon Express headed your way in just a moment. And later on, Chef Charts will be showing us how to make tasty jam squares.
Express yourself.
Welcome back, Bahlali. And guess what? Yes, we have finally made it to the very last of our 4 Excella Young Chef competition contestants. The first 3 contestants all said they have what it takes to win the coveted prize of 10,000 Rand. But our last chef says he's got something completely different planned. Well, let's see if he can put his money where his mouth is. Check this out.
We're at the finish line, and our 4th and final contestant in the Excella Young Chefs competition is readying himself to do what he does best and hopefully walk away with that 10,000 Rand grand prize. Let's meet him.
I always used to cook with my grandmother growing up. We always used to try new recipes, try different ingredients, mix and match together, and I guess that's where my love for cooking started. It's always been my passion to be on Afternoon Express, and today I stand here with the opportunity of being chosen to take part in the Excella Young Chef competition, and I've always had a passion for the culinary arts, and this is the perfect opportunity to showcase my talents. And I'm confident. I mean, if a lion owns the jungle, then this kitchen is my jungle.
I'm feeling myself, I'm feeling my Joshua, that's the energy. I'm loving the confidence. I'm loving the vibes, honey. Are you ready to cook?
I am ready. I was born ready, honey.
Okay, now, well, you only have an hour to prepare your signature dish, something that you think that you'll wow the judges with. And you've got your fish cake, so let me not say anything more. You ready for me to count you down?
I'm ready, baby. Let's go.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get cooking.
Let's go. Awesome. Man, I've always loved fish cakes. It's a recipe that my grandmother Sharon and I used to make growing up, and it's always been close to my heart, so I decided to go with something that I'm familiar with but add a bit of a twist. So first of all, I'm going to start by chopping my onion, throwing it in the bowl. Then I'll add some chopped garlic, some chopped ginger. I love to leave the peel on the ginger because it just adds extra flavor. I'm adding spring onion with normal onion because you can never have enough flavor. Then I'm gonna start by deboning my fish, throw the bones one side, add the fish into the mixture.
As we are throwing in some spice and making it spicy, let's keep this conversation spicy. I want to find out from you, and one thing I know the judges are looking for is seeing and tasting your personality on a plate. How are you going to ensure that these fish cakes scream, Joshua?
Well, Pally, they aren't called Harvard fish cakes for nothing.
Okay.
You know, so hopefully I'll bring the quality and standard of the degree.
I see you seasoning quite generously there, so hopefully it helps you. Yes. Let's see that robustness, let's see that flair within these fish cakes.
Awesome stuff. I'm just whisking the egg, and on the side I've seasoned the flour because you can never have enough seasoning. Okay, now I'm gonna roll the fish cakes, and I'm gonna dip them in the egg mixture, the flour, and then the breadcrumbs. So I'm going to put my Excella oil in the pan. With the Mediterranean salad, I'm going to start by plating the rockets because it's very fresh and crunchy, give it a nice base. I'm going to start by adding some strawberries, some spring onion, and just a mixture of the ingredients that I have to bring some nice color to the plating.
What role is presentation going to play in your deliverance to the judges?
Well, hopefully a really good one, because I mean, people eat with their eyes before they even taste the meal.
Now, I did also notice that your theme is Mediterranean.
Island vibes, bougie vibes, you know what I'm saying? Excellent.
First time in this competition, I think it's safe to say there's no need to count you down, Joshua, because you're done.
I'm done.
Confidence from the start, my boy Joshua has finally finished and delivered his Harvard fish cakes with Mediterranean salad. Well, it's time to see what the judges think.
I'm I'm very confident in my dish. I think that I managed to keep within the time limits, which is awesome. I managed to get all the ingredients that were intended to be on the dish, on the plate, and it looked beautiful, if I must say so myself. I think that I should be Excella's young chef because I am confident in the kitchen, I brought heat to the plate, and I am confident that this prize is mine.
They came, they saw, and they conquered. Our 4 finalists have whipped up a storm in the kitchen and essentially delivered their hearts on a plate. And sitting in front of us, ladies, is our 4th finalist, a young chef named Joshua, and he truly did deliver, in his words, Harvard-style fish cakes with a delicious Mediterranean salad. And now, honey, can you believe we've made it to the end?
I cannot believe we're here and we ended with a guy that is so full of energy in the kitchen and brought us like a garden on a plate.
Well, one thing I have to say though is that we spoke about chefs bringing their personality, and I can definitely see Joshua's personality, his vibrance, all of that already just from the colors on this plate.
Ladies, this first question is going to go to the both of you. I'm just going to open it up by asking, the moment you cut through that fish cake, were you looking for crumb or were you looking for soft, succulent textures? And what did you experience? Were you pleased?
The first thing I saw was the color, and then I knew there's lots of flavor in there. There's definitely garam masala in there, and then more I cut, there was chilies, coriander, there was flavor pali, loads of it.
And seeing the fresh green peppers in there, the crunch from them, when I saw that, I knew that there's definitely going to be flavor here. The yellow color just from the turmeric definitely was inviting. And taking a bite from this, I am pleasantly surprised.
All right, ladies, the time is now. Overall thoughts. What stood out? What was lacking? What do you think he could have added a bit more of? Any tips for our young chef? Dumi?
I have to say I'm thoroughly impressed with this dish. I mean, the flavors, the textures, and even though I was a bit iffy about the plating because it seemed a bit all over the place, but I think we can call it rustic. That's the saving grace. We'll call it rustic because the flavors work so well. It's so refreshing to get that salad and to get the flavors from the fish cake. Everything was seasoned perfectly. I enjoyed everything on this plate.
Very, very positive review there from Dumi. Do you agree, Anna?
I agree 100% with Tumi, but what I want to add as well, yes, it is rustic, but that's Joshua.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He brought us on a plate. If you are a real chef, you will rein yourself in, but this is him, so I like that.
Our last young chef has truly shown off his expertise and delivered his signature plate. If you would like in on this magic, please do head over to afternoonexpress.co.za to get the full ingredients list and recipe to be making Joshua's Harvard fish cakes. Hey, 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 the stakes could not be higher, Dumi. Walking away with 10,000 Rand is no child's play.
It's that time of the year, Palesa, so any amount in my pocket would help me, greatly.
And as we are speaking about giveaways, experience Red and unlock summer with Vodacom's Red plans and amazing giveaways. Join in on the fun this summer and win your share of 250 million Rands worth of cash and prizes, plus a share of 1 billion Voda bucks when you download the Vodaplay app or My Vodacom app and you play to win.
Palesa, you mentioned 250 million. I'm a billion.
Lalela. Well, take a look at this deal from Vodacom. Vodacom is giving away a free Vodacom United Rugby Champs jersey when you switch to Red, and then you get a Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 deal for 1,599 Rand per month, and it includes a Samsung Galaxy 2 smartwatch. Now, that is a whole mouthful, girl, but that's exactly what we're offering.
It is a mouthful. And then you mentioned Vodacom rugby jersey. What? What is that? Who's that?
So the local jerseys from Vodacom United Rugby Champs would be the DHL Stormers, the Celsea Sharks, the Emirates Lions, and the Vodacom Bulls. So, Dumi, I know that we're the ladies here, but are you much of a rugby's fan, and what jersey would you want?
I'm not much of a rugby's fan, and I also don't want my viewers not to like me. So I don't know, viewers, which one should I choose? Which one would you say suits me best?
And you know, I'm the most competitive person you will ever meet. So I'm all about my Celsea Sharks, being born and raised in Durban. But now that I live in Cape Town, I don't know, girl, I'm a little conflicted. So we're going to throw this one to South Africa, and then you guys let us know what jersey you would love to walk away with, because Vodacom is giving us all that opportunity.
Yeah, Vodacom is giving away a whole lot, and I want a little bit of some of that.
Well, experience Red and unlock summer with these amazing deals from Vodacom.
Switch to red and get a free jersey with this Samsung deal for only 1,599 Rand per month. Experience red. Unlock more this summer. Further together. Vodacom.
Express yourself.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, Chef Chart is already threatening to put a whole lot of jam on me. So, Chef Chart, before you get into all of that, I'm going to show you the right place to put that jam.
Oh, as long as you are, that's the main thing. That's what we want, isn't it? We want to eat it. Oh,
Listen, we've got some sibling rivalry happening in the loft. Now, jam squares are one of those old-fashioned treats that just never go out of style. They're sweet, tasty, and can be used in whatever jam you want, from apricot to strawberry to something a little bit more unusual like blackcurrant. Add a bit of Clover Classic custard, and there'll be so many pops of flavor, honey. You wouldn't argue.
I wouldn't argue. This is just nostalgic for me. It reminds me of my grandma. Every time I think of a jam square, I'm reminded of my grandma and the baking. If it's not scones, it's jam squares. You know, whenever there's umgidi, there's different kinds of baked goods.
Yeah.
And this is that time of the year. So, Chef, please show us the way to make that deliciously perfect jam square.
Oh, well, this is actually taking me back to boarding school days kind of thing.
You ate this in boarding school?
It was one of those sort of things that was sort of made, definitely with butter. We've got butter in here. And again, we're just going to make up a basic dough very simply. So in here, I've got sugar, butter, and eggs that have already been creamed together. And to that, we're going to add in the rest of the dry ingredients. So some salt, a little bit of vanilla, then with some baking powder, and then in with your flour. So pop that into there, and then we're just going to start bringing that together and to form a lovely dough. So just whilst it's sort of very wet with the butter and it's very soft, just start using a wooden spoon, and eventually you can get your hands in there, and then you start sort of creating a sort of a breadcrumb consistency on this here. So just keep working this as you go and bringing all that together. And you can see what I'm talking about, you know, so you've got like really thick or sort of coarse, should I say, breadcrumbs. But the more you keep working that and you're breaking this down, then you're going to get that breadcrumb consistency, and then it'll eventually come and form a lovely dough. But the important thing is if you keep breaking this down, you're actually sort of making sure everything's incorporated together. All right.
And I do see those flakes. It looks like the batter almost turns into flakes and specks combined with the flour. And this is essentially going to make the crust for the bottom and the top.
Right, talking of that, if you can pop that out the way, here's one I made earlier, of course. Now, the trick to here is what you're going to do, and do it in the beginning stages, is remove a third of this, because that third is what's going to create the crumb, which that crumb is actually from grating cold pastry on top. So let's just take a piece of that, and let's take a handful of our dough that we've made here, and this we're going to wrap up and chill in the fridge.
Chip, what you've done there is something very important, because I think a lot of people, because they see this crumb mixture, they'd think that you need to add water, not knowing that it's perfect that way.
Absolutely.
You should not add any
You want
water.
to keep it dry, but that is going to go into the fridge, which is that for later. So that's out the way. Take the rest of your mixture and you're going to pop that into your lined baking tray. Cut your corners, because then at least you get a nice 90-degree fold with your grease proof. And what we're going to do is take that mixture and pop that straight into there. And then what you're going to do is just work it down. Now, get your hands in there. My hands are already dirty, which I am quite happy to use. You can use a palette knife if you like, and just chase that dough mixture. And you'll see actually how it comes together. And that's what I love about pastries and, you know, and doughs particularly that have a high butter content, because you can just sort of patch it together. So just keep working that
and
in
make
there.
sure it goes into all of the corners.
Absolutely, push it into that corner, and this is like building a house. Foundation layer by layer, and if your layer is not going to be level, nor when you cut through are you going to see that lovely layer. So once that is done, then we're going to pop our jam on top. Jimmy, what's your favorite jam?
My favorite jam has got to be apricot, funny enough, actually.
Are you a big apricot?
Apricot jam, yeah. I'm an apricot jam person.
Holly?
Strawberry.
Yeah, some strawberry. Oh.
I do love a good strawberry jam. I think it's because I grew up with apricots, and that's all I knew growing up. So now that, you know, getting older, I like to be adventurous, and strawberries.
Okay, no, strawberry jam. I actually made a batch of strawberry jam yesterday, and I just love it when it's in season. Make a big batch, and you just have this beautiful jam to then pop on the top.
Yum.
So spread that all over the top of your 2/3 of your first bit of dough and create that lovely layer on top. And then all you need to do is take your other bit of dough and you're going to grate this. Now you're going to grate it on top.
Before we grate it, Balisa, I love what you've just done, because this is exactly how I would enjoy my jam squares, with some custard, some warm custard. And the one thing I love about the one you've chosen specifically today is the fact that it is perfect. You just simply pour it on. It is perfect as it is, complete dessert.
It is so delicious. It evens out those flavors, the sweetness of the jam and the creaminess of the custard. I just enjoy it so, so much. I love the fact that you are grating it so we can see exactly how it's done. But Mzansi, if you feel like we kind of were like a slave ship going full steam ahead with this recipe, simply head over to afternoonexpress.co.za to get this full recipe and ingredients list.
So, we've had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks Chad, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic.
A classic range from Clover. Timeless taste. Made with love by Clover.
Now, did you know that you can also join in on the Christmas fun by drawing your own Secret Santa? Head over to clover.co.za/Secret Santa for more information on the Secret Santa platform. Now, as we are enjoying all of these goods and as we are filling up our cookie jars, we've got so much more Afternoon Express coming your way. welcome back to the Afternoon Express Loft, where we are keeping things masterclass. Now, if the last 18 months of COVID have taught us anything, it's to expect the unexpected. And when it comes to securing your life, health, and career, you can give yourself the ultimate peace of mind by taking out a credit life insurance policy. This is a rock-solid plan that will keep you covered and financially afloat, no matter what unforeseen circumstances come your way. Job security is something we all stress about. No matter what company you're with or what your position is, retrenchment and disability is something that can happen to anyone. But with credit life insurance, you can claim against these unforeseen circumstances and have peace of mind during uncertain times. Sonia and Fatima, it's always such a pleasure sitting down with you and helping me understand the different terms and conditions of insurance. Sonia, I've heard that some loans require you to have a credit life as a condition to the loan. Please elaborate on this.
So in some loans, insurance is a condition of that specific loan, and the insurance that's offered is regulated. So there's certain benefits that must be offered, but the customer always have the option to give their own policy, so they don't have to take the one that is offered to them with the loan, which gives them a little bit of leniency, but the benefits that is regulated must then be provided in the policy that the customer provides.
So the benefits are regulated, and the basic benefits that are regulated is the death benefit, permanent disability, temporary disability, and retrenchment and loss of income. So that is what's regulated. So whatever the customer opts to do, because most entities do offer the option of taking a product, their own in-house product, or the client can provide their own product, but it must have those basic benefits.
How many times then can I claim, Sonia? Let's say I get retrenched. Does that then mean the policy is closed and I can no longer claim?
In certain instances, for death, for example, we will settle the loan and then your policy will cancel. But when you claim for a retrenchment or a loss of income, as Fatima has alluded to, then there is a period that is paid over the lifetime of that policy. So for example, if you have a retrenchment cover for 12 months, you can claim 6 months, get a job again, and then you continue with your life. And when you get retrenched in the unfortunate event again, you can then claim for 6 months again. But for example, 12 months over the period of that policy.
Ladies, it seems as if there's just so many unforeseen circumstances that we can experience. But let's say I don't make a claim on my credit life. Do I get all my money back?
Actually, no, not on credit life, but there are life insurance products you do. But remember, with credit life, you're covering a loan, and there's unfortunate events that do happen in our lives. When you take the option to provide your insurance policy, what you're doing is you've taken it out to secure your family, whereas credit life is specific for the loan. If we look at the period, April 2020 to March 2021, the life insurance industry paid over 47 billion in death benefits to beneficiaries. Those were events nobody planned for. So credit life is there to assist you in settling your loans.
Thank you both so much for sitting down with me. I think the advice that you give is so useful, and you definitely simplified the terms and conditions around life insurance. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. Reach out to the Standard Bank Insurance team and get the credit life insurance policy that suits your needs. They're only a click or a call away.
Protect what matters and get a quote for a life insurance plan that suits your needs and stand a chance to win one of 8 Samsung Galaxy S21 phones plus 100 gigs of Standard Bank mobile data for a year. To enter, SMS the keyword LIFE to 31492 to get a callback and a quote. It can be. You could be a winner.
Now, making sure that we have our lives in check. Let's make sure that our stomachs are lined while we're at it. We have a fully decked out table in front of us, and it's time to enjoy all the delicious treats that we have baked on today's show. Let's eat. We've got our pastry master, in the kitchen. Today was very simple. Can you just remind us what we made?
Yeah, well, we started off with making a beautiful apricot flavoured smoothie. Then on to, gingerbread family, we're like one big afternoon express family. And I think, you can have lots of fun. The kids can get involved in that. And then just finishing off with,
my favourite.
Your favourite that your auntie made me. I got boarding school sort of favourite, I don't quite remember favourite, but,
jam squares and boarding school.
that was dessert. That was dessert. Literally and custard. That's what we had. So,
well, on that note, please give me some varsity goodness there. And that reminds me, just on social media, you are speaking about your varsity memories, but right now we want to tap into your Christmas memories. We are officially in the festive season and it is December. So what Christmas time tradition are you most excited for? So let's see what you had to say. We have got Queen Grace here, and this is what Queen Grace had to say. Also, Queen Gracie, family cooking challenge and relaxing with good music at the background. You guys have a family cooking challenge.
Imagine.
Okay, I just need the winner of that challenge to come to my house, honey, and cook up a storm because I'm so excited to see what you guys make. If we keep scrolling, though, we also have Unolitando, who says, this year's Christmas Day, we'll be having lunch at one of my family who has invited me to come over. Can't wait. We will be exchanging gifts and we'll also cook extra 7-dish colors this time. Now listen, I'm here for all the extra 7 colors.
Yeah, absolutely. The more the merrier.
The more the merrier. Tumi, do you agree with that, those traditions?
I definitely agree, and if at all I'm not doing anything, I'll hit you guys up on the socials and see if I can perhaps come into one of your homes, one of your houses.
Let's find out what Eric is doing as well. Eric says, I'm just waiting for that Christmas feast. P.S. I can already smell the meat and salads. And talking about this time is making me hungry. #Afternoon Express. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and engaging with us throughout the show. And thank you so much for our chefs.
Only a pleasure, only a pleasure. We have to keep our people fed.
Oh, absolutely, and let's keep him being merry, that's all.
Absolutely. And thank you guys so much for all of my birthday wishes yesterday. I really appreciate it. Now, we've been indulging in this week's sweet treats, and if you want to go over, just get our recipes at afternoonexpress.co.za. And if you want to catch our repeats, they are starting on Saturday at 8:30 a.m. right here on S3. Now, we've got some more culinary exploration and expertise next week, Tuesday and Thursday from 5:30 p.m. And we'll see you then, Mzansi. City, good night, stay safe, and happy eating.
Friends are in town, families coming around. Here's to festive celebrations made with love.